Hello, and this is the Warpforge with a sit and talk video basically. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to be painting these, giving these the first lick of paint as you see here. These are going to be Night Lord's Raptors, so I'm just using basically base coating them with Citadel's Cantor Blue. So, what's this video going to be about? Well, it's going to be about current and future video updates and projects. It's going to be about other games I might be getting into and what's next for the Night Lords in the Ave Dominatus Nox project. So, usually this will be a half-an-hour video because I think that's the maximum my camera can hold. And as well, I just want to apologise at the moment, just in case I start cutting off and all that. This is my first time doing a video like this, and I could get a little bit distracted by painting. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, moving on to the first topic of the day, future projects and projects this channel. Well, I know it's been a while since I've last posted, or I've posted like a bit. So what's happening with the Night Lords? Well, currently, because time's short at the moment, because exam season's coming up and I'm just revising as much as I can. Any spare time I get, I'm painting, or probably revising or doing coursework. So at the moment it's literally just getting stuff done, but hopefully after exam season I should be getting more regular updates, let's hope. So what is it with current projects? So Ave Dominatus Nox, I'm thinking about posting up a work in progress video of a rhino that I'm doing, or of, well yeah, I'm currently doing, which is this guy, as you see. Let's see. Lightning all over. It's not finished. I'm planning to do the Night Lord's insignia here and on the back, because I'm going to glue roof on up there. I'm probably going to have a closed hatch and a combi bolter. Keep those rhinos cheap and simple. So, that's what I'm intending to post up soon. Current projects that I have started but haven't really finished, such as the Orc Codex. I will get round to finishing, just as I've said, life is short. Well, yeah, life is short, but time is short at the moment. My hands are tied, I've got to be revising, and if I get a spare chance for myself, I'm painting like I say. So, it's just getting all that done, and hopefully should complete those projects first and foremost after exam season. So what is there going to be? Well, I'm going to finish off that Orc Review Codex. I think for me, the Review Codex is literally, it's going to feel a lot like Point to War Gazgul and Point to War Gazgul again. But that's how it is, because I've looked on it. I've looked on the Codex, and it's basically, it feels a bit like your Codex is just the basic units and the formation. And War Gazgul's where you can actually start use combinations of units due to the formation rules and stuff. So it feels a bit like that. So I'm just trying to give my best shot at reviewing the actual Orc Codex and what the units are. Give us Orc players a good head start, you know. So, without the way, what about Night Lords? Well, the Night Lords project, as you see, I'm painting right now. I've had a look on a few painting tutorials because lightning is a bit all over the place. I wasn't really sure how to do it, so I looked up a few videos and all that, and came across YouTuber. Was it? I came across a YouTuber. I can't remember his name right now, which I apologise for, but I'll post a link up if I find him again on the description section. And he basically just went through the basics of how to do lightning. Now, I slightly modified it to my own, since there was one paint that he had that I didn't. So I used Kildor Sky instead of this Altdorf blue paint. Use that, works just the same. I also didn't use many Citadel paints. I used Viello's. Pronunciation's quite horrid with that word. But Viello's game colour range, I used the electric blue, and then just where it all joins up when everything branches off, but the joint with the branch and the main streak of lightning, I've used basically dead white or skull white. for people who use Games Workshop paints. So yeah, it's worked the same. I think for me it's just I'm going to try and do the pre-Heresies Night Lords instead of like the open winged flappy thing that you see in the transfer sheets in the 40k transfers for the Chaos Space Marines. So I'm going to try and do the more pre-heresy. I've also got another Rhino which I haven't built yet because I'm going to wait, save up, get the conversion kit, the Rhino conversion kit with the Night Lord's insignias and stuff on, all that. Because at the end of the day, this army is because I want a nice looking army at the end of the day. Which goes on to my next point about 40k as a whole. Now, with 40k, I do enjoy it. However, I do feel like my time with 40k may come to a massive break because if I get into university, I'm moving into accommodation. And that means I'll have less money to spend on 40k and more on actual essentials like food and drink and bills and stuff like that. And rent. So I think I will still post up as much videos as I can about 40k, but I think that'll be taking a break. But I will still be posting up videos such as for other games, more skirmish games, I assume. Which then leads up to the next video, and that is basically what other games are we going into? Well, me and a few friends have talked about it. We've started investing in a few other games. As you know, we've already got Batman under the belt. People are still investing in that. People are still getting their gangs up to scratch. As you see, I've got a nicely painted up Joker force. I can't wait for Mr. Freeze. But I've also been thinking about Bane. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why Bane and all that? And it's not any of the game character Banes that interested. It's more of the Tom Hardy's Dark Knight Rises Bane. Because what I would like to do is... Oh, and it's leaked again. When paint leaks right in that join between the lid and the actual pot. Yeah, it's quite annoying. But still, I can still get paint off it. I can still use it, as you see. But why Bane? Why Tom Hardy's Bane? Because I was really interested in trying to do something similar to the Blackgate prison breakout scene from The Dark Knight Rises, where you've just got all the Blackgate prisoners and you've got Bane just singing his speech going, "This is your city." That was probably the worst Bane impression you'll ever hear, but still, it's still an impression nonetheless. It's a thought that counts. But, yeah. Basically, I want to do something like that. What I was going to do was do League of Shadows, have Dark Knight Rises Bane, because he's a sidekick, but you can use sidekicks as technically leaders in the Batman game. Have the Dark Knight Rises Scarecrow like I want to use for the League of Shadows set, and then have both sets of the Blackgate prisoners, so Blackgate prisoners set 1 and 2, and just go have at it, basically. I wouldn't expect it to be some sort of competitive length, but it's just a bit of fun at the end of the day. See if you can defeat the rising attributes. Sorry, attributes would be the wrong word. The rising forces of Bane. So yeah. Plus Heath Ledger versus Tom Hardy. Everyone will want to see that. But at the moment, I'm just going to hold off at the moment. Only because I really want to do Freeze's gang, and I'm still waiting for Mr. Freeze's gang. Which leads on to a few other games. So we've got Batman under the belt. We are doing Dropzone-Commander. We're just getting everything painted up. And at the same time, because it's a little bit more expensive for me, because obviously I had to choose Resistance. I love the Resistance stuff. I love the Hannibal tanks. I love the Command tanks. I love the drill. The drill's absolutely gorgeous. I just love the idea of just this drill popping up right next to a building full of flamethrower trucks just jolting out and just setting a building alight. I think that'll be really fun, especially since I'm fighting the great enemy, the Scourge. So yeah, I think that'll be very, very fun to play. So we are definitely getting into that. We're also going to get into War Machine. Now, a while back I did get into War Machine and I did have quite a few units and stuff. For me, I'm literally 2 buys off getting a nice elite force, because because I've started off with Signar, and I want to keep to my Signar because I love everything, all the aspects about Signar. I love the idea that they've got lightning, Tesla coils. I love the idea they have knights. I love the idea that they've got like trencher troops, which are called trenchers in War Machine, in Signar. And I've got an entire force of like trenches and a few jacks here and there, like the Storm Knight and stuff. I've got the Black 13th. I've got the reasonable units. I've got the Tempest Gun Majors. I've got the Squire. I've got Black 13th and all that. It's actually the next two purchases I want to get is a Centurion, because I started really liking that model. I will magnetize it for all options, but I want to use the Centurion first. And I also want to get a box of the new plastic, hard plastic, Storm Guard, yes. And the main reason for that is because I really want to use the Arc Lightning ability. I know there's going to be tons of models on the board, and I really desperately need a melee unit, because all I have is ranged units. The only melee units I have is probably like me Storm Knight for me Warjacks, and possibly Brisbane himself. I've got Striker, but I prefer using Brisbane because he's a new type of warcaster for me. And he's quite... I suppose it's a new area. Haven't really used him too much, because as I got him, everyone started dropping down from War Machine and moving on to 40k, back to 40k, so I couldn't really say or do anything with, too much with Brisbane, so I'm hoping to get him back into the action. So, we're all heading to War Machine, and Malifaux. I know I posted up a few videos a while back. I'm certainly wanting to do a lot more Malifaux, because I really like the guild. I think that one of the main reasons that there's been a giant gap between when I posted up Malifaux videos and like up to now really, is because like when we first started with Malifaux 2nd edition, the main thing was we're waiting for gangs to come out, and we were waiting, so it's like we're waiting, like some people were waiting for gremlins, some people were waiting for like other casters, for like, and like other units, such as I was waiting for Lucius's crew, and I like McMornan. I think I might go with McMornan as well, but we're waiting for those releases, so it was taking a pretty long time, and we're all just getting a bit fed up of waiting, if I'm honest. But since there's been a few new units out, I'm going to try as soon as possible to get the Lucius crew. Get Lucius's crew, and then get a few guild riflemen and the Lone Ranger, because I want like a sort of rifleman force, but with like a few close combat options, obviously. In the skirmish gaming, I've found close combat's a lot more viable than on regular tabletop gaming, which I like a lot, if I'm honest. I do like close combat. I like the giant things as well. For example, I still do my Arcanists, but I'm waiting for Keris, because Keris is the only real master I'm really interested in for Arcanists. So I'm going to wait for Keris as well. But at the moment, the top 3 casters I want is Keris, McMornan, and Lucius, or guild variants, of course. I'm also interested in Hoffman, but I'm going to wait because I don't think he's been released yet. But I think the plastic models. But I'm very interested to see Hoffman as well. So yeah, hopefully we should be having a few more Malifaux stuff. I know a friend who's already invested in Malifaux with the use of the Arcanists, with the Beastmaster. I can't remember his name, but he basically had this giant, he basically had like a zoo. He was playing a zoo, and it had gorillas, had like 3-headed saber-toothed tigers. It was great. It looked absolutely fantastic, and it was really fun. But yeah, so hopefully that should be coming up. So I think those are all the games we're going to get into. There's also a few games which haven't been released yet that we really want to get into, such as the established IP games. There's the Alien vs Predator by Prodos-Games that we really want to get into. I want to do Weyland-Yutani, well, no, not Weyland-Yutani, I want to do the UKMC. Although it will be USMC. I'm going to paint all mine like UKMC, because, you know, we are the gods now. But I know a shed ton of people who want to play Predators, and I know a shed ton of people who want to play aliens. I'm like one of the only Marine players because I just want pulse rifles. I love pulse rifles, and the fact that you can also get exosuits as well. I'm like, yeah, I want exosuits because exosuits are going to be cool as anything. The other game we want to get into is that hasn't been released is the Halo games by Spartan. They've released like the Fleet game, and honestly, I'm not too sure about it. But I know everyone else really wants to get into it, and I am a big fan of Halo myself. I think what's making me go a bit 50-50 on the whole Halo game is because they've only released 2 factions, which is the USMC and the Covenant. Now, I would happily play as the USMC with the Pillar of Autumn and all that, because I like the Spartan program, I like the guns, I like the tanks that you get with all the USMC stuff. I like shotguns, I like Mac rounds, etc, etc. But, and nothing really of the Covenant really appeals to it. Well, sorry, there's one thing that appeals to us in the Covenant, and that's the split off between the Arbiter's small Covenant group and the Prophets group of Covenant back in Halo 2, when Arbiter really exposed the Prophets for who they were. So yeah, I would love to do that Halo game, but at the moment I'm just a bit iffy because there's one faction that I really would hope they release, and that is the Prometheans from Halo 4. I love the Prometheans as enemies. They're annoying as hell to fight, I can guarantee you that. Just like, you get up so close to the shotgun, you fire the shotgun, they just teleport. And many times I've raged at the screen for that. I will happily admit that. But I love the style, I love the aesthetic of the Prometheans. I like the idea that they're just like that they've basically kind of almost like thrown Darwinism in the bin. They're basically, because as far as I remember, now I could be definitely wrong on this, but apparently the reason why humans are on Earth was because they ran away from the Flood, which are like, imagine, you know, the classical space zombies. That's what the Flood are, basically. They were running away from that, the humans were running away from that threat, and they ran into the Forerunners, who, some of them, captured some humans and then basically turned them into like these giant machines and stuff. So they're basically like cybernetic drones in a sense. But I love the idea of them because I love the weaponry. The fact that the weaponry basically combines so well with the Flood as well, because it was meant to be back way before we supposedly existed, the human race, in Halo. You had the Forerunners who fought the Flood, and the basic thing about Halo was there was these giant rings, and they couldn't destroy the Flood totally, so they basically whittled them down to such a size where they've basically placed them all over these rings. And what these rings do is, if they get activated, they'll destroy the galaxy or the universe. I can't remember which one it was. It was either the galaxy or the universe. And what happened to that was, the reason why they chose that route was because there was no convenient way. Every time there was a way to exterminate the Flood, they just pushed back again. So they just thought, there's no other way, we have to destroy them by destroying the galaxy, because obviously the space zombies they want to affect, which is their way of like feeding. So imagine them between a cross between like zombies and Tyranids. They want to feed and infect and stuff. And it shows really well the like distinction in Halo 4 with the Prometheans, because you've got incinerator weaponry. You've got like shotguns where you fire them, and instead of like having a body lie on the ground, it incinerates the person. You've got assault rifles which like incinerate as well. You've got very good incineration weapons, and I really like that idea. Just the massive difference between them. You've got the robots, the cybernetics with all the incinerators and stuff to get rid of the Flood, who are the ones that want to infect dead corpses to reanimate and feed off everything. So that's why I kind of really want to do the Prometheans. So I'm absolutely hoping they start doing Prometheans because I love the aesthetic of them and I hope they really get that done. So that's why I'm a bit 50-50 about the Halo game, but and again, I'm looking forward to it at the same time because I really want to see where this goes. I liked Halo as a game. Oh, there's some at the back still, I apologise. Just getting a bit of paint at the back. But I'm really excited to see where it goes because they've been given the green light to say that they can make up units. Spartan-Games can make up units that will appear in the Halo franchise. So Spartan can just say, right, we're making this made up tank for the Covenant, and it'll be in, and then it will definitely be in the franchise somewhere in the comics or like maybe even the games for Halo. I think that's a very, very good thing that Microsoft have done. That's a very good decision. I think it's probably one of the best decisions I've heard in wargaming in a while. So yeah, I am very excited to see where Spartan-Games take Halo. And I really hope they do a ground assault game. I've seen pictures for models. It's similar to their other game, which is Planetfall, based on their own like sort of fictional universe. But they look to be 10 to 15 mil scale. Maybe even 20 mil. Maybe a bit bigger. 15 to 20 mil scale. So it's more like epic 40k, Dropzone-Commander, Flames of War kind of scale. But the stuff I saw was like a group of Spartans, which looked great. And then I saw one of the tanks, which was the Scorpion tank. I was like, now, if anybody knows me, they know I love the Scorpion tank with a passion. It was one of my favourite games. It's one of my favourite tanks in Halo. So just to know that they've actually made a model for the Scorpion tank, it really makes me biased towards the USMC, because the main two things I loved about the USMC were the Scorpion tank and the shotgun. I don't know, I really like the shotgun. I can't really describe how much I like the shotgun. So basically, if they don't do the Prometheans, I probably will do the USMC, because shotguns, Spartans. Let's let's hijack rides and stuff. If not, I mean, the only thing that really appeals to us for the Covenant would be the massive scarab things if they do them, which is like this massive like walker thing. It's hard to really describe. I will most likely put an image link in the description section to know what I'm really on about. It's like this massive like scarab thing that has a massive laser that just blows up everything. But I can't wait to see how that game evolves. So that's basically what we're going to really be focusing on, especially on this channel, hopefully soon. I'm not sure what else to talk about really. How many minutes have I got? Well, I've got around 10 minutes. I think I'll go on a bit of deeper discussion about Dropzone. I really enjoy Dropzone. It's just, for me, obviously, because I picked the Resistance, it's the most expensive army to do. What I'm planning on doing is, because I've already got a starter set, I'm going to get another starter set to bulk out the force, then go for more flavoursome units. Such as, I am planning on getting one of the drills, as I've said. I'm planning on getting one of the squad of the fire tracks, or the fire trucks, just to basically pop up behind an enemy on an objective, sitting on this building, and just to set the building alight. Basically what that'll do is just take out any troops that have that objective. Oh, dear me, sorry about that. Hey, I'm getting hiccups. I don't know why. But, yeah, that'll be fun. That will be definitely fun. So, yeah, like I say, it's just time. Like I say, at the moment, I'm just saving up because my birthday is coming up soon. And what I'm basically said to myself was, if I save up now, whatever I get over my birthday, I'll have a little bit extra. Seems fair, seems fun, and seems like I could get everything done. like I say, it's just, like I say, hopefully we should get that, and I'm thinking about getting Lucius's crew within the context of other games, getting the starter set, another starter set for the Drop Zone, and getting Lucius's box set, and then maybe going on War Machine. But one of the main things definitely for what I want to talk about definitely now is me Night Lords. And we're coming up to the last mini here actually. Like I said, I just got 4 out because I just wanted a base coat today. But me Night Lords, like I said, they're all a bit unpainted and they're still work in progress and stuff. What I am planning to do is getting the shoulder pads from Forge World and the heads from Forge World, which will be obviously the Night Lords ones, and this will be for all my Chaos Space Marine tactical squads, and it'll also be for me me Havocs. There's only one which I might not do for one unit, and that'll be a squad of Forge World Rocketeers with like all the rocket launchers, because I find rocket launchers are good against basically a lot of things, especially when you give them flak ammo, because that's 4 shots that can either be Strength 8, AP 3, taking out those Waith units. It's good against Horde armies with all the small blast templates. 4 small blast templates do really well. And then you've got 4 flak missiles, which are 4 Strength 7, so you've got... It's the best chance you can get, unless you go Helldrake route, which I'm not too much of a fan on, although I do have to admit I feel like I have to bring the Helldrakes back, only because it's just... I think my problem is I try and make me lists all take all corners, and take all corners is just something for me that's dying in replacement for formations. So wherever I try and make a take all corners lists for all my opponents, one formation I feel kind of like screws me over, really, if I'm honest. But aside from that, I think I'll have to be bringing those Helldrakes back just because of the Strength 6 AP3 Flamer, set them down, set a light, move to another unit, rinse and repeat. So yeah, the Helldrakes might be coming back. And like I say, I think I'm just going to have to be more specific. I think a lot of the things that I want to do is a lot more Raptors, but at the same time I want to do a I want to do a Land Raider conversion, where I have the Land Raider and I want to get Garden of Moor set, and I'm going to get one of those churches, stick it on top of the Land Raider, where at the back bit is, not the front bit. And then around on basically the flat arm pieces on top of the tank treads, I was going to put the fencing from the Garden of Moor kit on the sides, and maybe try and figure out a way to make homemade gibbet cages just to put on the sides of the Land Raider, because Night Lords and stuff. Obviously I'm going to get the Forge World upgrade for the Land Raider, because like I say, I want to make these all nice. I've put them all on 32mm bases, so I kind of want this force to look really nice at the end of the day. So even if I lose or if I win, I can just say at least I had a nicely painted force, or a nice good looking force at least. So that's all I'm on about now. I just want a nice force that I'll enjoy playing with. So yeah, that's a lot of investment's going to go into me Night Lords. I'm hoping for something really good to come out of the Eve Dominatus Nox project. Anyhow, so I've been babbling for long enough. My all 4 Raptors are now base coated. The ones I want to base coat anyway. And we're getting on to the end of the video. So, if you liked what you heard and you want to hear more about future projects and you want to hear me babbling on and ranting on, then give us a like. If you want to talk about anything that I was talking about in this video, please comment in the description section. And if you liked me ramblings on and all that, give it a like, give it a share. If you want to see more of these ranting videos, ranting painting videos, please give me a subscribe. My channel subscribe. This is the Warp Forge signing out, and remember, keep on forging.